Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something we've all done, impulse buying. We're going to break down the hidden science behind why we do it, and more importantly, how you can actually take back control.
Okay, so let me paint a picture for you, and I'm guessing this is going to sound really familiar. You walk into a store, right? You've got a plan. You know exactly what you need. You're just going to grab that one thing and get out.
And yet, you walk out with a cart full of stuff, and your wallet is like $150 lighter. If you're nodding along right now, you are definitely not alone. This is so incredibly common, it's practically a feature of modern life.
Yeah, that whole thing has a name. It's the impulse buy trap, and it's way more common and honestly way more expensive than most of us realize. So let's actually look at the numbers.
Get this. A survey from Slick Deals found that the average American spends about $151 every single month on impulse buys. I mean, do the math. That's over $1,800 a year on stuff we didn't even plan to buy.
And here's what's so interesting. Where is all that money going? It's not usually on some big, flashy luxury item. Nope. It's on clothing, groceries, household stuff. You know, these little, seemingly harmless purchases that just add up and up over time.
So why? Why does it feel so good in the moment, and why is it so hard to just stop? Well, it's not because you have bad willpower. The real reason is all about chemistry. Brain chemistry, to be exact. At its core, impulse buying is exactly what it sounds like, an unplanned, spur-of-the-moment decision. It's not about logic or what you need. It's about this sudden, overwhelming urge that just completely bypasses the rational part of your brain.
Okay, this is where it gets fascinating. Neuroscientists have figured out that our brain has two totally separate systems at play here. Think of it like this. There's the wanting system, which is all about the thrill of the chase. It's run by a chemical called dopamine. Then there's the liking system, which is about the actual pleasure you get from something. The wild part? These two systems aren't always on the same page. And this is the secret sauce behind impulse buying. That dopamine rush, that high you feel, it actually peaks before you even buy the thing. Yeah, just the act of browsing, putting something in your cart, and heading to the checkout, that's often more exciting to your brain than actually owning the item later.
This quote just nails it perfectly. You're not really spending money on things. You're spending money on the feeling of wanting things. It's all about chasing that thrill, that dopamine hit. The product itself, sometimes it's almost beside the point.
Okay, so what gets this whole powerful brain loop started in the first place? Well, if you look inward, you'll find the answer. It's usually our own emotions.
Yep, how we're feeling is pretty much the #1 trigger. You're stressed, bored, a little lonely. Your brain starts looking for a quick, easy fix, a little dopamine hit. And shopping is right there waiting. We call it retail therapy for a reason. But it could also be FOMO, fear of missing out, or even just wanting to celebrate or treat yourself. And here's the thing, it's not just all in your head. Stores, websites, apps, they know all about this brain chemistry, and they are literally engineered to take advantage of it. Think about it. One-click buying, countdown timers on sales, endless scrolling. It's all designed to make that gap between I want it and I bought it as short as humanly possible, so your logical brain doesn't even have a chance to jump in.
Okay, we need to make an important distinction here. There's a big difference between a common habit, impulse buying, and something that can be a much more serious issue.
So let's break it down. An impulse buy is usually spontaneous, right? You see a great sale and you just grab it. But compulsive shopping, that's different. It's more like an addiction. It's often planned, it happens way more regularly, and it's driven by something deep inside, like anxiety that you're trying to soothe.
Okay, so how do we fight back? How do we break this cycle? The answer isn't just try harder or have more willpower, because, let's be real, that runs out. The real solution is to build a smarter system.
And the whole goal of this system is to do one simple thing: interrupt the loop. You need to create a little bit of a delay, a pause, some friction between that feeling of I want it and the action of buying it. That little bit of time is all your rational brain needs to wake up and get in on the conversation.
And here's a super practical way to do that. It's a simple 3-step process. Step 1, just identify the trigger. Say it out loud. Okay, I'm feeling stressed right now. Step 2, create a delay. A really popular one is the 72-hour rule. For anything that's not an essential, you just wait 3 days. And step 3, reevaluate. I promise you, after 72 hours, that I have to have it now feeling is probably vanished, and you can make a much clearer choice.
And there are a bunch of other tools you can put in your toolkit to help with this.
You know, the classics, like making a budget and actually shopping with a list. Or you could try something like a no-spend challenge for a month to just reset your habits. And hey, if this is a really serious issue for you, there are amazing support groups out there, like Debtors Anonymous or Spenders Anonymous, that can really help.
But at the end of the day, the biggest, most lasting change doesn't come from just fighting your urges. It comes from redesigning your world so you don't have to fight them in the first place. It's about designing your environment, not just disciplining yourself.
Basically, you want to make it harder to spend money mindlessly. Every single one of these things adds a little bit of friction back into the process. Delete the shopping apps from your phone. Turn off the notifications. Unsubscribe from all those marketing emails. Remove your saved credit card info. Make it so you actually have to think before you buy, and you'll break that automatic loop.
So once you really get the why behind the buy, you're doing more than just saving money. You're reclaiming it. You're taking back all those hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars a year that were going to fleeting feelings, and you get to point them toward things that actually matter to you. So let me leave you with this question. What are you going to do with all that money?